good morning. Welcome to rainy Kentucky. Saturday morning here. It is raining, of course. Welcome to our next installment. This will be battle number 3 of our battle for the Bluegrass campaign. Probably taking place in 1862 in central Kentucky. The Confederates have won the last 2 battles. And now they've got a new objective. They're going to try to push farther into the Union territory and continue their goal to try to bring, well, they're actually driving for Frankfort, which is the capital of Kentucky, and trying to coax the Kentucky legislature into joining the Confederacy. But yeah, we'll see if that happens. Just giving you different angles of the battlefield here. This is going to be the first use of, for me for sharp practice with artillery. I've made 4 10-pound Parrott artillery pieces. I think they'd be rated as heavy guns. I'm going to play them in this game as medium. Instead of having single cannons, there's going to be a battery. So both guns will fire together. I think if they were heavy, that would be like 32 dice per shot, you know, together. And that would be pretty, it'll be pretty horrific as medium artillery. Thank God they don't have sharp practice, otherwise these things would be like Gatling guns. But we're gonna give it a go. But it sounds like one cannon just didn't seem like enough to me when I started doing this project. So only thing left to do after this to get it complete is to finish my cavalry unit for both sides, and then their corresponding figures when they're dismounted. They're going to fight as dragoons. I'll get some of those more skirmishers, and then the horse holders for them. And I think I'm going to do the there's a Perry miniatures. All these miniatures are Perry's, but Perry also sells a Docker wagon of casualties and stuff. I'm going to get that to represent the if either side picks the physician to come in. I don't know. From what I've read about healthcare in the 1860s, no bueno. Probably because they didn't get nurses till the Crimean War. That's why it sucked. But a lot of limbs chopping off, a lot of good stuff like that. Gross. And yeah, but that'll be the wrap on more figures. I'm gonna try to keep it capped at there. And you know, I've got other campaigns on the back burner. No, sorry, other projects on the back burner I'll get used to. But we'll go over the battlefield here, look at the forces. It's enough rambling. And I'm going to have a sip of tea here real quick. Oh, these are my new snake rail fences. You hear my sub pump in the background. You know, they're not perfect, but I made them myself, so I love them. I'll make more of these. I've got like 10 of them right now, so wanted to get them on the battlefield and see what they look like. Right down the road from where I am now is the Perryville battle, which is the battlefield, which is I think was the largest battle in Kentucky in the Civil War, and they've got a lot of snake rail fences still there, so they don't look the best either. So I don't feel too bad about mine. A lot of Kentucky has got you can tell the European influence. A lot of dry stone walls. You know, they're probably a lot more time consuming than these, but these are all over the battlefield, and that's a place you'll probably still see them around here. But all the dry stone fences and everything, they're all over the place in Kentucky. This battlefield's got that Agincourt feel, wide open field. Colonel Hatfield is going to move on to the field. It's a battlefield down here, and then try to advance, try to survive that hill, and capture that intersection. That's his objective. So he wants to go all the way up there, probably while getting hit by artillery the whole time. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Other big features, you got the intersections, the objective, controlling this road. We'll say this goes between Frankfort and Lexington or something like that, and Louisville. So that one goes to Frankfort. That way goes to Lexington. This one go to Louisville. That would be south. Look at that, I got it all right. Got lucky. Hill, mostly going to be a terrain killer. You'll lose the highest dice or the lowest dice depending on how severe it is when you get there. Some of it's kind of gentle. Some of it, like over here, is I'll get down here. This is a pretty significant bump in the road. So I'll make judgment calls as the battlefield as I get to certain parts of the battlefield. Road will be the usual bonuses. The river is going to be a non-factor, but if they do, anybody gets sometimes in some of the bad things you need water to clear out like foul barrels or something like that. So just put that in for fun. Got a little swamp over there. Shouldn't be too big of a part. These woods will probably play a factor for hiding from artillery. I just put the farmhouse over in the corner with a couple fields and a fencing, but we'll see if that has any effect on the battlefield or not. You never know. It's the best part about these games. And I think that's all the big features. We'll go over forces. Oh, before that, Colonel William Alexander Pierce has learned about Colonel Hatfield's push towards this strategic road intersection, so he is coming down. His intel's let him know what's going on. He's coming down through that road. That's his deployment area, and he'll be coming up there and trying to dominate this hill and fence and hold off the Confederacy from another victory. Try to turn this frown upside down. Commander number 1 is a level 4 colonel. Colonel Clarence Willard Hatfield III. He'll be leading this 3 groups of 8 Confederate regulars. These are the class of 1861, I always say, of the Citadel. They're the well put together unit. Instead of the usual only first presented volley, these guys can do it all field long the whole time, just like the Union troops. So they're a little bit better than the rest of the Confederate troops. Of course, they have a flag and a drummer to add to things. Right next to him is Major Kevin Masters. He's level 3 leader number 2. He's got 3 groups of 8. A little bit more ragtag, more the traditional look you'll see out of Confederate troops. But he's got 3 groups of 8, and he has a flag and a drummer back there as well. This will be lead number 4. I'm going to skip. This is Captain Chris Cassagne. He's got 2 groups of 8. Similar stats to Major Matthews. And they'll be trying to do good too. These guys all have Rebel Yell. Leader number 3 is who's that? Yeah, First Lieutenant Keith Masters, brother of Kevin Masters. They're actually twins in real life. He's got the 2 groups of 8 Confederate Zouaves. They're light infantry, so they get that bonus, and they're typical. Leaders 5, 6, and 7 are skirmish groups. All of them are 3 groups of 6. Nothing too exciting. Got Second Lieutenant Jordan Salee. He's a level 1 leader. Second Lieutenant Nicholas Turpin. He's a level 1 leader, and Second Lieutenant Jeremy Franco, level 1 leader. And the newly arrived artillery section for the Confederacy, leader number 8 is a level 2 leader. This is Lieutenant Jonathan Matthew Johnson, and he's got 2 10-pound Parrott guns that he's relieved the Union of at one of the last battles. He's stolen their guns and ready to put them to use. So they'll be medium artillery pieces. It's 2 loading actions. They can present and fire or not present. No sharp practice. And they've got crews of, is it 5? Yeah. Crew of 5, and then they've got the officer in the back. There's your overhead view of your Confederate forces. We'll go on to the basically identical Union forces here. Leading the Union, he's got to make up for some poor performances in the first two battles. Colonel William Alexander Pierce, level 4 leader. He's got 3 groups of 8 standard Union infantry. These are the 1862 guys. They don't have that one stupid rule that Travis from Tabletop CP hates. I think it's not surly. These guys have stubborn, which if they lose a hand-to-hand in the first round, I think they can ignore it and keep on trucking. I'm sorry. Next leader is Major James Kirk, level 3 leader. He's had a rough go of it this entire first 2 battles of the campaign. He also has the flag and the drummer, just like Colonel William Alexander Pierce. He's been stuck fighting everybody, and probably has some serious reinforcements here now. Most of his units have been cut to pieces in the first 2 battles. Go to leader number 4 is Captain Gregory Allen, who hasn't, I don't think, fired a shot yet, but has just been sliced and diced. He's got this bad habit of marching out onto a hill, presenting, and then the entire Confederate force unloads on him. So he is hoping both artillery pieces aren't going to sight in on him and just blast him to pieces like the last couple times. So he wants to do something. Leader number 3, First Lieutenant Anthony Morgan, level 2 leader, leading 2 groups of 8 Union Zouaves light infantry. They almost won it last time. They turned the corner and outflanked the Confederacy, but then they got sliced and diced by Cassandra's guys, and basically that was the beginning of the end. And then leaders 5, 6, and 7 are Union skirmishers that did an awesome job holding the farm last time against everybody, but just buckled in the end after too many rounds of firepower. Second Lieutenant Daniel Potter, Second Lieutenant Douglas Carmichael, and Second Lieutenant Ethan Jones, all level 1 leaders with 3 groups of 6 Union skirmishers. In the newly arrived Union artillery, 2 10-pound Parrots. They've been looking through their inventory trying to find where their other 2 Parrot guns went, but First Lieutenant Jonathan Matthew Johnson took them from them. They're looking to get them back. This is First Lieutenant Joseph Barkey, level 2 leader, 2 medium artillery pieces. So he's ready to do some shredding. So the only basically commanders that I've already picked out that are not here yet are the 2 first lieutenants for the Union and the Confederacy cavalry commanders. So I got to work on painting them up, and then we'll get First Lieutenant Cameron Whale and First Lieutenant Bryce Portier, and then they'll be all on the battlefield. So that should give all 3 arms: infantry, cavalry, artillery. Okay, let's get this battle started. Oh, we'll do force morale first. I always forget that. For the game deck, I have got all the infamy cards out. That'd be kind of fun having that thrown in there. But each side has, I believe, 7 flags. So 8 leaders, 7 flags, 1 Tempest Fugit, which is the Tiffin in this world, and that's it. Nothing in hand, just playing normal. All right, force morale. Both sides are +1 because they're all regular troops, and let's go. Ooh, crappy rolling like usual. All right, the Union's feeling a bit more confident than the Confederacy. They have a force morale of 10. I think the Confederates are a little bit anxious. They know they're marching towards a defended ridge line, so they've got through an open field, which is always just a great idea. They have a force morale of 9. All right, here we go. Blue flag action. Red flag action. Can't have a random event right away, but we don't have to worry about it. Thank you. All right, red leader 3. And Steve, that's a blue. Good job with your color blindness. That's First Lieutenant Morgan. He's going to come onto the battlefield and column and move up the road. He'll get 3d6, the extra 1d6 for being light infantry and the extra 1d6 for being in column on the road. Union Zouaves marched onto the battlefield, heading for the front line. All right, I got a pretty good jump. Oh, comes the Union. Now I've got to double check my Roman numerals. That is a 6. Second Lieutenant Douglas Carmichael is going to deploy onto the battlefield. Move 2d6 up the side here. I know Doug had some comments on the last 2 battles about some grave concerns he had about his boys' shooting ability. He wanted to get him some range time. So hopefully they've done that. They definitely haven't worked out because they got a kind of a slow start here. They might have been at the range smoking some cigarettes because they're moving slow. Uh-oh. Big Daddy. Colonel Hatfield is going to run his boys. But with him being a level 4 leader, he's going to pull all the shock that accumulates, so that'll be just fine. So Colonel Hatfield, being the tactical genius that he is, has come on 11 inches. He's got his guys in line formation. He's brought in Second Lieutenants Turpin and Salee, I believe. Got them in a mixed formation. He's got the skirmishers out in front, getting that +1 defense for his boys as they move forward towards the objective, which is a long way away. But yep, there we go. Confederacy's on the battlefield. So a skirmish unit can only cover the frontage of 2 units, so he had to bring in 2 skirmish units to cover all, get all 3 of his guys. So that looks kind of hot. All right, let's pull the next card. Blue flag. Blue flag. Uh-oh. Will we get a random event? Nope. So that's the last Confederate skirmish unit that's not on the battlefield yet. So that'll be Second Lieutenant Jeremy Franco. Franco's going to move his unit out to the right of Hatfield's command, see how far they can get. So we're having a smaller, or the lesser force morale. The Confederacy's moving like the boss. They got an 11-inch move and a 10-inch move so far. They got a long way to go. A red flag action. Uh-oh. Everybody's got 3. And there's the Tempest Fugit Tiffin, the artist formerly known as Tiffin. So that'll wrap up the first turn. Union's got their Zouaves and a skirmish unit, Doug Carmichael, on the battlefield. And Confederacy has got 3 skirmish units, 2 of which are in a large formation, a mixed formation with their main line of Confederate line infantry. So, all right. None of those flags could be used because it's first turn. All right, we'll see you in turn 2. All right. Oh yeah, a little red flag action. Another little red flag action. Who moved last? I can't remember. Oh, I remember. I remember now. Actually, I'm good. And we'll do a random movement event for the Confederacy. Dress the ranks for Second Lieutenant Franco. Doesn't affect him because he's not a formation. Yay! Red Leader 4. That's Captain Cassagne's groups. He's going to come on in just normal. Nothing exciting. Cassagne's boys come on 5 inches in line formation. Just kind of a little to the rear and the left of the Colonel's main group. Ooh, that's what you want to see. Colonel William Alexander Pierce, who's traditionally late to the party, always kind of leaves his subordinate major out to dry. Jameson Kirk not too happy with his commanding officer. He's going to show up early this time. They're going to move on to the road behind the Zouaves. They're getting their French on, coming on an attack column. They're on the road behind the Zouaves. The colonel is thrilled to have fixed his watch so he'll be on time for the battles. All right, here we go. Blue 8. They want to be on the road, so there wasn't a lot of room left, so the artillery, they start pushing it on right behind the colonel's main group. The two 10-pounders make their debut on the battlefield. All right, red 5. That's second Lieutenant Jordan Salee. He is tied into Colonel Hatfield's unit, so he'll just do nothing right now. No shock to pull. Second blue flag. Red leader 3. That's Confederate Zouaves, I believe. That is the Zouaves. They will run on to the battlefield. 2d6. So far, the rebels are doing a good job of arriving at the same time. They're moving on to the battlefield. Yes. Third blue flag. Third red flag. Blue leader 5. Second Lieutenant Daniel Potter and his 6 groups of, or 6 men of Union skirmishers. They are moving on the battlefield. 2d6. Second Lieutenant Daniel Potter's moved on to the right of the main formation. All right. Ooh, 4th flag for the Confederacy. They are going to move Hatfield's formation. Bonus move. And he's going to run them and pull all the shock. The skirmishers won't be affected by that because they already moved 2d6. They're moving forward. Graduating class of 1861 from the Citadel with their skirmish screen advancing on the ridge line. It's Pickett's charge, baby. It's going to be Hatfield's charge this time. Can the Union get in place before they get there? Little side view action of their progress. Still got a ways to go. Woo! Red 6. That's Second Lieutenant Nicholas Turpin. He is attached to Colonel Hatfield's. He is serving as their right skirmish screen. Uh-oh. Confederates are bringing everybody to the party. Major Masters leads his 3 groups of 8 Tennessee regulars onto the battlefield. Oh, Confederacy arriving in force. Just wait on their artillery to get here. It's their big last, that's it. Don't get it off the board. A decent sized force coming on the map. Woo. 4th blue flag. Oh yeah, they're using it. They are going to move the Zouaves forward down the road. First Lieutenant Anthony Morgan leading his Zouaves up the road. Made a decent move. They're closing in on where they want to be. Blue flag. 2 blue flags. Oh no. Will it be a random event? Nope. Red leader 3. They need him in too. That's perfect. And that's a blue for all the non-colorblind people. That is, that's Morgan again. He's going to use the 2 flags for drill too to move his boys out of column into line. Move forward 3d6 again. And that's got to be uber concerning for the Confederacy, where they thought they'd stolen a march. And I start seeing Union Zouaves popping up on the hill behind the snake rail fence up there. Oh, they're going to get caught out in the field. Great move by the Union, getting those boys out there. First Lieutenant Morgan, give him the Bronze Star. So they're in line formation up on the ridge. Strong work. Another blue flag. Red 7. That's Second Lieutenant Jeremy Franco and his 6-man skirmish unit. He's going to move forward. He's to the right of, he's on the right flank of the Confederate force. They move on up to the right of Colonel Hatfield's formation. Another red flag. There's a Tempest Fugit. Now we do have 2 flags. The Union has the higher force morale. Let me see what hasn't moved. Union is going to move Carmichael's skirmish unit forward. See how far they can get. Little better for Doug's boys. Moving out. Must have been in the mud the first couple steps that slowed them down. Since it was a bonus move, Colonel Hatfield's formation is going to move forward again. But only 1d6 this time. Now they could, well, if they run, they can't pull shock. Let's not get into the shock game. We'll just go forward 1d6. The skirmish line will open up on the Union Zouaves at 44 inches. The max range for a rifled mini ball is 48. So they're at long range. First fire. And all you Napoleonic and ACW and American War of Independence players, AWI, excuse me, will be kind of blown away by. Yeah, that is in range. Boys are reaching out and shooting. 12 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s with first fire and the bonus for skirmishers at long range. They're gonna get hard cover though. Five hits. Union chooses to put 3 on the group on the left and 2 on the group on the right with the with First Lieutenant Morgan. All right, the group on the right takes 2 shock, group on the left takes 1 shock. And we've got our first shots of the 3rd battle of the Bluegrass campaign. The battle for the Bluegrass, sorry. And that ends that turn. I won't even bother trying to keep track of what turn we're on because it always gets crazy, so. And I can't count that high because we're in Kentucky, boy. All right, so that's it. We'll be back to draw the next card of the next turn. All right, here we go. A red flag action, a red Cigna. Oh, Big Daddy's already coming out. Ooh. All right, they're going to advance 1 dice. The skirmish line is going to reload and fire. They're also going to run because that won't affect the skirmishers at all. And the colonel will pull all the shock on the 3 groups back there with his last 3 commands. After getting down with my cell phone and kind of looking, like kind of using it as a upside down periscope, these guys can't even see them. So that ridge line here, if we get a better look, since the Zouaves are kind of on the back of the ridge, and they've got this kind of uprising ahead of them, and then it drops down. That creates like a blind spot where they can't see till about a couple feet behind them, or not feet, but well, feet in their terms. So these guys are actually in a blind spot right now. So I took the firing they had and just turned into a reload. And that's the end of that unit. They've kind of got into that spot now. So if the Union Zouaves card come out, they got to definitely consider moving up, putting themselves at risk and getting less cover, but having the ability to fire at anything closer than that is probably necessary. We'll see. Got a blue flag, another red flag. Uh-oh. They're finally going to make it onto the battlefield. And they're going to use those two and step out. Unlivered foot artillery. They discard the lowest dice, so they get a 11-inch move, which is kind of nice. They are moving towards this hill so they can engage anybody on that ridge line. But the Confederates have everybody on the board. They are motivated. Six is step out, lads. They get their 1d6 movement immediately. They'll take that. So they are heading towards the hill. Nice movement. Red 3. Ooh. First Lieutenant Keith Masters Zouaves are going to move forward 2d6. The Zouaves move forward very nicely. 3 red flags. Blue flag. All red so far. I shuffled like crap, I guess. These guys are kind of leapfrogged over the other command there, and are moving up to a hill, going down the left flank. Ooh, it's looking good. I can't wait till these guns get in place. Alright, we need some Union stuff here. This is going to be a horrible turn for the Union. Alright, here we go. Blue 4. It's Captain Gregory Allen. His boys are going to step onto the battlefield. Alright, Captain Allen's on the battlefield to the right of the main column. He's moving up to take this, secure the right flank, hopefully. And not, actually get some shots off this time. Has not fired a round yet, I don't think. His muskets are nice and shiny. This guy's got to get some movement off the deployment point. It's kind of getting sad. Oh, there we go. He's showing up this game. I like it. Colonel William Alexander Pierce, he's going to run his boys, so they'll get 3d6 of movement here, and then he'll pull all the shock that he generates. Alright, he moves his boys forward 11 inches. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Just got to get up this hill. Ooh, 4 blue flags. Do the same thing and move Colonel Pierce's unit forward another 3d6. These boys are going to need some Gatorade. They're starting to make their way up the hill. Colonel's out front waving at him. Of course, he's on a horse, so they're not going to really appreciate his exertion, even though they're walking through horse poop. That ain't cool, buddy. Get off the road. Oh, that's what we needed. We thought he was going to leave him out hanging like he's always been left out hung himself, but Jameson Kirk coming in. A monster move by the Major. He brings in his boys in attack column, well, a mixed attack column. He's got his skirmisher screen out front. He's not a level 4 leader, so he can't pull all this shock. So the skirmishers pick up 1 shock for running, and the front group in the attack column picks up an extra shock, but the other two are shock free. But they're right behind the Colonel, so they're that's nice. Red, I think he's with the Colonel Hatfield. They are not. They're by themselves off to the right. Second Lieutenant Jeremy Franco going to move his guys forward 2d6. Moving up onto the hill. Still got a little bit of ways to go before they crest it. Oh yes. Union artillery. And they also get a great 12-inch move, and they are crammed into that column moving up the road. Just need an airstrike. They're in trouble. Hopefully there's no Russian drones overhead. Uh-oh. There he is. The boys from Tennessee move forward, trying to keep up with the Citadel unit. Confederates are looking nice here. The Union's not too far away. You can probably see, there he is crossing the hill. Oh, that's sweet. Colonel Pierce getting his boys in position. Uh-oh. Yeah. 4 red flags. They're going to move their artillery piece. That artillery crew is motivated. They've come a long way in one turn. Between the extra move they got the step out, and now they got the extra move. They're at the base of the hill. Get that gun online here. Whew. And there's the end of the turn. Oh, baby. Little drone feed overhead view of the battlefield, the end of the turn. Confederacy's on the map, doing their thing. Union's moving up, though. That was actually a pretty good turn for them as well. They could have used a bit more movement, but that road's helping them out. That monster move by the Major. But I think, yeah, every single, I don't have to think, that every single unit is on the board here. So that's good. No one's taking a vacation this battle. All right, here we go again. Oh, Blue Leader 4. Oh, that's nice. That's that's Gregory Allen, Captain Allen. Getting near the edge of the trees there as they move off to the right. Got their one shock. Blue 6. You're and my friend, Second Lieutenant Douglas Carmichael, moving up with 2d6. Head into those fields, probably. Doug's boys, they got that COPD, not moving so good. Struggle bus. Maybe they got allergies. They're allergic to hay. Oh, it's all blue. Nice. Colonel Hatfield's going to do his big move and pull all the shock again. Those boys have got to be exhausted. They're at the top of the hill. You know, First Lieutenant Morgan's kind of excited to see somebody else. He'd be more excited if his card came up, wouldn't he, Steve? Oh, that hurts, man. Oh my gosh, these guys are going to be tired. That's the Confederate artillery. First Lieutenant Matthew Johnson. Jonathan Matthew Johnson. I'm getting my names mixed up. It's like Ricky Bobby. He's got 7 first names. He's at the top of the hill going, where the hell's my unit? Oh, they're pushing the cannons up the damn hill. Why don't you go help them, you loser? Oh, that's embarrassing. It's going to be like Tantalus. They're going to get to the top and roll down to the bottom again. They need some 4-wheel drive. Ooh. Nice. kind of leapfrogged Major Kirk's unit, moving off to the road a little bit. But they're doing good. 11-inch move. First flag of the game. There should be a ton of them coming up now. Oh no, here we go. Gonna get a random. Nope. Oh man, that's Major Kirk. He's gonna leapfrog past the boys again. It's a logistics nightmare. They're just piling into each other, trying to get up the road. Meet the rebels in battle. First blue flag. Oh, is that it? Oh, what a nightmare. First red flag, the Colonel Hatfield will use it to move forward 2d6 and pull shock. I guess they can't pull shock. Just move forward 1d6. Change your mind. We'll let shock build up on the back unit. Those boys are doing awesome. Getting towards the base of the hill. Union waiting for them. For the blue Cigna, the First Lieutenant Morgan is going to use it to cross the fence, which is a minor obstacle, and move out here. It's going to use up all of his actions. So he'll get 2 dice, get rid of 1, and then get an extra bonus. The extra bonuses from being light infantry. So is that a good move? I'm not entirely sure, but they have to do something. Got to engage. They do have reinforcements behind them. They still have their 1 shock on the unit on the right and 2 on the unit on the left. They can't do anything else right now because that caused all their movement to get that far. The Confederacy still has 1 move left. They're going to move this large unit, the Tennessee Regulars, under Major Kevin Masters. They'll move up 1d6 and fire. Or maybe they won't. They'll just move forward and present. That's what they'll do. Because they only get 1 presented shot, and it's got to be on the first one. They don't want to blow it. So the Union definitely might have stole a march on that turn. They got moved up compared to where the Confederacy couldn't do much, but they were able to move. The Confederacy was able to move their 2 big units. These guys are still in their mixed formation. These guys are now online and presented, so they will once these dudes can split real quick, they're gonna get hammered. I never really could get the shot first, but it could be brutal sitting out here just chilling on the edge of a hill with an entire Confederate invasion force coming up on you, and the artillery getting near the top of the hill, but they'll be able to do some real damage. All right. We'll see in the next one as the Union's moving up towards the lines. All right, here we go, another turn. Oh, starting off blue. Union Zouaves. That's First Lieutenant Morgan. Oh, you know he's pumped. Yeah, they're going to present and fire. And he's a level 2 leader, so he'll pull 1 of those shocks. So this is going to be first fire presented at effective range. 18 shots. Into 5 groups, though. And they're all going to get light cover because of the skirmish screen. With all those bonuses, plus the light infantry bonus, it's anything but on these shots. They're going to get their money's worth out of this. There were 3 butts, so there were 15 hits. So each group will take, conveniently, 3 hits. Saving in light cover. A little brutal. I always set a template up to know how to do the casualties on these complicated ones. So we've got
dead and 2 shock, 2 shock, shock and a dead on the lead group on the line. And then we've got the front skirmisher group takes 2 dead and a shock, and then a dead on the front right skirmisher. So there's leaders in the front 2 skirmish groups. There was no dead on the center group, so there's no chance for a leader getting hit. But on a 1 or a 2, this gentleman will get smoked. And then on a 1, this gentleman will get smoked. Not a bad barrage. We got 3 dead skirmishers and 3 dead regular infantry in that group. They got their shock out there, so there you go. That's the really first blast that's been effective. They had that skirmish fired at the Zouaves early on, but now we've got some good shooting going on. The old Red 5. That is Second Lieutenant Jordan Salee. He will pull his 1 shock. He is attached to this larger formation. Oh, that'll be the other skirmish group. It is. That's Second Lieutenant Nicholas Turpin. He doesn't have any shock. Just had a guy killed. So he will do nothing. Oh, actually, he can pull. He's in the same formation. He will pull a shock off the formation behind him. They're in the same group. They're in the same formation, different group. My fault. That's a bit of a tongue twister there, but it usually is when you're trying to manage all this stuff. So, all right, red flag. Another red flag. Blue flag. We're going to have a random event for. They didn't move. None of them moved. So we'll actually go back to the Zouaves that had a firing event. Seven. Seem to get that every time. I guess it's the highest probability on 2 6-sided dice. Pal of smoke. That actually might not be too terrible. So we'll see how that works out. -1 shooting through that little smoke screen. Red 7. That's Second Lieutenant Jeremy Franco. He's going to move forward with his skirmishers and probably fire away through the pile of smoke. It's Franco's boys on the hill firing in at the Union at long range. The group on the right will not get cover from the pile of smoke. The group on the left will. So we'll have 7 shots long range. So that's first shot too. So that's 4, 5s, and 6s. Four hits, 2 on each group. Group on the left is in 0 cover. Group on the right's in light cover, thanks to the pall of smoke. They got saved by the hammer pants. The bullets must have gone through those. Oh, just 1 point of shock on the group on the left. Nothing else. Oh, man. It's all... it's going all red. It's just like last term was all blue. So that's phenomenal shuffling on this channel. You'll never see anything better. Don't even try to go to Vegas and top that out. All right, sorry, I'll shut up. Zouaves. That'll be... who's that is? First Lieutenant Keith Masters, way down south. Zouaves. They are going to move forward and possibly present, depending how good the move is. They got the same pulmonary function as Douglas Carmichael's guys. Not doing so good. Oh well. They're not going to present. They're too far out. They need like a 81mm mortar to hit them. You know they're probably in range. It's not worth wasting it. I want to get up into at least effective range for you to present and fire with the first fire. Get the anything but blast away. Uh-oh. You speak about him and he hears you. Doug Carmichael. Moving out towards the front line. He must have taken a puff off his inhaler. He's doing better, baby. They're moving out. At least they got average. This pile of looking off to the right, laughing at that log jam to their right. Oh, sad. Oh, we got three red flags. Uh-oh, Doug Carmichael might get a random event here if he's not careful. Oh, he does. Oh, no, it's Big Daddy. Oh, Big Daddy. All right, Hatfield's going to pull 3 shock and then order these guys up front to fire and reload the skirmish screen. 13 shots with the level 4 leader pumping them out. Yeah. 5s and 6s hitting in light cover. Check that. 4 5s and 6s. I forgot about the skirmish bonus. Eight hits, 4 on each group. They're in light cover. Kill and 2 shock on the right group, and then 2 kills and a shock on the left group. On a roll of 1, First Lieutenant Morgan takes a bullet. Both groups are at 3 shock. Lost 3 Zouaves. Ooh, 4 red flags. Alright, Colonel Hatfield's going to use his first command to detach 1 skirmish group, the second command to detach another group. Probably can order them to move and fire too, because since they're in the same group. And then as they peel away, then he's going to present and fire with these guys. So it's going to be like a La Machine. So first up, the 2 skirmish groups will move away from the parent unit, 2d6 each, and they'll fire. They fired and reloaded last turns. They are loaded, so they'll be unloaded at the end of after both moving 9 inches and shooting. It's gonna be brutal. Skirmishers move off to the left, firing into the Zouaves. Skirmishers move off to the right, firing to the Zouaves. Then you've got a presented and fired front line from the main Confederate force. Here we go! Lots of dice. First up, we'll do Turpin's boys from close range. Actually, yeah, it is close range. 4 5s and 6s. 6 shots. 6 of the good ones. And group on the left will have no cover. It'll be in the open, and the group on the right will have the pile of smoke. That's embarrassing for Turpin's boys. They get 2 hits. I wasn't 100% sure on this split off rule anyway, so I don't feel too bad about that. Detaching. Yeah, I gotta go. I read the rules, but I mean, I'm just kind of interpreting here. I like it though. I'm gonna go with it. Well, they made their 2 shots count. They blasted and killed 2 people. Wow. On a roll of 1, First Lieutenant Morgan is killed. Or hit, sorry. Close, but no cigar. 2 more Zouaves. Bite the dust. Second group of skirmishers at close range. 5 shots. Needing 4 5s and 6s. They hit everything. The group on the right being in the open, the Confederates choose that to take the 3 hits. Cow. Group on the right's got a dead and 2 shock, chance for a leader being hit, and the group on the left has got 1 shock and 1 dead. Zouaves can't hold out against this kind of firepower. The guys on the left, group on the left has 4 guys with 4 shock. Group on the right has 6 guys with 5 shock, and they still have a full Blastowitz coming at them here. First fire presented from effective range. 25 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Ugh. A lot of 1s and 2s, but they take 14 hits on light cover, both groups, 7 on each. After that hammering, the formation breaks as both groups involuntary withdrawal. You've got 6 shock with 3 guys. They're unloaded up over here by themselves. These guys fall back an inch with 7 shock and 6 guys. Oh, two bad things for the Union. Pile of smoke. Hopefully it'll cover their retreat. No effect with both those group obliged to withdraw, and we have the formation broken roll now. That'll be something. Be a -1 for that. We'll be all tied up. They'll fall back. They'll fall down to 9. Red 4. That's Captain Casano back there. He's going to run his formation, pick up a shock on each group, and then pull 1 shock. So he'll have one group will have 1 shock at the end. First lieutenant's moved his boys up. They're getting ready to get towards the trees. They're going down the left flank. They even hopefully they'll have effect in this battle. Red flag. Ooh. Artillery. That's horrifically bad news for the Union. Jonathan Matthew Johnson, first lieutenant, does 1 command to move him up on the ridge. Second command is to, and the units moves and then they present. And second command was basically to get them locked into place there. So they are presented. They've got their first fire. They can't shoot yet, but they are online, and that's bad news for anything the Union could put on top of this ridge. There they are. Oh, they can see everything. All the Zouaves are out there in the open, ready to get crushed. They can also hit the Colonel William Alexander Pierce's unit as they come on in. Blue flag. Oh, yes. Blue leader 1, William Alexander Pierce. He's going to move and use 2 flags for drill and put his guys in line. Yes. All right, they have moved up behind the snake rail fence. They have presented, and they're ready to do some good. They can blast away on some Confederates down there in a minute. Oh, yes. At a minimum, they're no longer in columns, so when the cannonballs and shells hit them, they wouldn't get blown to absolute bits and pieces. Ooh, skirmish group. That's First Lieutenant Ethan Jones. He's still attached to, Major Kirk. Jamison Kirk's unit, sorry. I was trying to do that from memory. I'll see how smart I was. Not as smart as I thought I should be. It's all right. They can't do anything. There's no shock to pull. They're chilling. Ooh, second red flag. Too bad the cannons aren't Napoleonic. They'd be sharp practicing, yo. Oh, just gets worse and worse for the Union. Major Kevin Masters, he's going to have his boys present and fire over the top of his other unit because the Zouaves are just looking beautiful out there. He'll hit both groups. The group on the right won't have any cover at all. Probably be long range, but we'll see. So presented first fire. Way too many shots. He'll pull those, the one shock he has left too, just for because he has an extra command. Oh yeah, I forgot to already present it. So he's gonna fire and reload. Next time these good old boys from Tennessee fire, they will be uncontrolled. 27 shots at extreme long range, needing 4, 5s, and 6s. "15 hits on these boys." Oh, these guys get light cover. They'll take 7 shots. These guys are in the open. They're going to take 8 shots. So First Lieutenant Morgan's command is basically destroyed. It's hammered. He's got 5 guys with 8 shock. They fall back another 3 inches up against the snake rail fence. Other group was killed outright, wiped off the map. Yeah, they had 3 guys, took like 4 deaths, so they're gone. So we got the group forced back by fire and a group wiped out. It's -2. They go down to 8. They go to 7. Sorry, I forgot I started that on 9. 16 Zouaves are down to 4 of them with the commander. Little blue flag action. Blue 6. So Dougie, it's time to move out, baby. Got to get up on that firing line. Doug's boys don't move too far. To be fair, they probably see the 16,000 bullets flying over the top of that hill over there. You can hear all the Zouaves screaming as they're getting destroyed. I wouldn't be in a big hurry to get up here either. They're like, well, maybe we can take our time. Ooh, another blue flag. Oh, that's another skirmish unit. That's Second Lieutenant Potter. He like came on the map like in turn 2 and never got called again. He's gonna start hauling butt. They move up to the edge of the woods. Three red flags. Oh no! Ooh, there we go. Union artillery. We gotta get them online. We're gonna use the 3 flags to step out, and they get the road bonus. Oh sweet, we're about to have an artillery duel. So they got to go 2d6 but get rid of 1. And they got the extra dice for the road bonus, and they got an extra dice for stepping out. So they are online, they're presented, and they're ready to go. Oh yeah, it's going to be an artillery duel. They're going to probably just blow each other off the map in the first turn. The old Tempest Fugit. Let's see what the Union has left to move. I mean, the Confederates, they have 3 flags. They moved all their units so they can't do anything. Ah, cool. That's the end of the turn. All right, here we go. Blue flag starts it off. Ooh, that's Captain Allen and his guys that are on vacation back here in the back. So they got to move forward. He'll run again, and that group will take a shock because he'll pull the other one on the other one. There they are, moving up. 1 shock each for both groups. Get on that ridge line, they might be able to do something. God, those guys need to get out of there. Little red flag action. Red 5. That's a skirmish group. That's Jordan Sallee's boys. They can see the Zouaves, at least part of them. So I'm going to give them, actually they only see, yeah. I'm going to give them hard cover though from this because they're towards, oh actually they can move, can't they? Oh, I forgot. They're going to, ooh, then they can't reload. Decisions. All right, so they're going to move and reload. Let's see like their upper chest and head, so that'd have been a hard cover. So they're going to get up on line here. So they are loaded, and they're the 1st Confederate Union up here on the ridge. Some busy crap down there. Little blue flag action. Ooh, it's a good one. And they're going to step out. We gotta get it going here. And I did screw up that artillery earlier. Now I looked back at the rules and I just kind of got it all muffed in my brain, but that's okay. We need a fair fight. We need an artillery duel, so I like it. These guys, I'm going to get this one right though. It's a 2d6 plus an extra dice for stepping out. Holy crap, with those dice, I didn't need to step out. I could have used it for formation change. He will use one of his commands, or 2 of his commands, to detach the skirmish group, so they'll move off to a different direction. I'll move them 2d6. Well, definitely a tactical error. These guys are in attack column up against the snake rail fence. They're probably lighting up the artillery's radar like, we got tone. Oh, no. Oh, kind of screwed that up, but definitely will move the skirmishers. I probably should have detached them. I could have kept them and kept the screen up. Oh well. Skirmishers are moving off to the right. What a gigantic mess. But at least they will share casualties across this entire front. It might actually save them. Red flag. Red 4. Oh, that's Cassagna. He's got to move and gain some shock. He's do the same thing like Captain Allen. Both of Cassagna's boys have 1 shock each. He's moving off to the left. It's looking good through the trees. Little blue flag action. Oh, that's huge. Nice. Colonel William Alexander Pierce. Alright, these boys presented and fired. They're going to crush through them and into Hatfield's boys. Probably different range bands. I don't know how I'm going to split that up. I'll figure it out. 28 shots. The blue dice will hit these guys at effective range, and the other dice will hit these guys at long range. Presented and a first fire. The skirmishers take 7 hits, and that large formation under Hatfield takes 10 hits. Pretty sad shooting. Skirmishers killed. They go up to 3 shock with 5 guys, which is not good. These guys lose a guy there on this end group, but they go up to 2 shock. They've already lost 2 guys. Center group take 1 shock and they're full. And the end group's up to 3 shock and they've lost, I think, 2 guys too. Those boys have fired and they reloaded. Uh-oh. Major Kevin Masters. These boys are out of range now that the Zouaves have fallen back, so they will run, and he'll have 1 shock on one of the groups. The boys from Tennessee move up behind the Citadel guys. It's time to start making the final assault. Blue flag. Ooh, 3 red flags. That's 2 flags in a row. Oh, that is the Confederate artillery. Oh, First Lieutenant Jonathan Matthew Johnson Jr. the third. Who knows? I'm making crap up now. Wow. Boom, baby. They're gonna, the attack column is too good of a target. They're firing on Major Jameson Kirk's boys. It's gonna splatter across them, a bunch of them, but that's their primary. It's gonna be 26 dice at effective range. Here it comes. I forgot to add on it. It is presented and a first fire. Oh no. Hits are gonna go into that unit as the primary. The artillery's gonna get some. And then actually the skirmishers and the Zouaves should take some too. So I'm just gonna split between 5 groups. But I gotta and it's going to reduce cover by 1. Those dudes aren't in cover, so they're going to be like super dead. Do you get cover from other people's bodies? I don't know. They're skirmishers, so they'll get a cover and you'll go into no cover like everybody else around here. These guys will stay in light cover because they're skirmishers behind cover, so they'll stay in light cover. I forgot to add the extra +1 to hit on these guys being in attack column, so I went back and watched the video. 21 hits spread over 5 groups. Oh, brutal. And there's the key to these formations, so I know what dice go where. This is going to be fun. Yeah, that took a minute. All right, the Zouaves take 2 dead and a shock. They're going to be in trouble. The skirmish group takes nothing. Your artillery takes 1 shock. The front group in Major Kirk's unit takes 2 dead and a shock. Center group takes a dead and 3 shock. And the end group takes a shock. No, 1 dead and 2 shocks. So I'm going to put all that out. No threats to any leaders. Those guys are going to be, they're going to end up somewhere in Nebraska at the end of this. There's a chance for a dead here. On a 1, First Lieutenant Morgan is hit. Alright, the Zouaves are going to be broken. Unloaded, 3 guys with 9 shock. They're going to go 2d6 plus 6 directly away from that artillery. Thankfully, they didn't interpenetrate those skirmishers, so they are broken and taken off. They'll hopefully be a non-factor. Will be some bad things for that. And then we'll get into this unit first here, see what kind of casualties they take. They end up losing 4 guys, and then the front group's got 1 shock. They got 3 shock in the middle and 2 shock in the back. Shock, shock, shock! Oh no. This shouldn't be too bad. These guys are going to move, I think. I could fire the cannons again. That is tempting. I still want this to be a straight-up cannon battle. I'm going to move Colonel Hatfield. He's going to move forward. He pulled 3 shock. They're going to move forward 1d6 minus 2. At the end of the day, you got to take the objective. They could be in the blind spot, the shelf. They also reloaded as they were moving, so pile of smoke is there. Ooh, they're moving up. Love my fences. Blue 7. Skirmish group will move up. Probably fire at these skirmishers. First fire just out of close range, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Whoops, 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Five hits in light cover. Light cover for the win. One person will die. Let me see if it's on a 1. It'll be the second lieutenant. I forgot to roll the bad thing for the group breaks. It's -2 more. They go from 7 down to 5. Oh, the old Tempest Fugit. Union has 2 flags. So one of them is going to be the artillery firing and reloading. These skirmishers moving. I'll just roll them real quick. Skirmishers move up to the trees, trying to get to the front lines. And the artillery will now fire. I gotta see what they can see. They're going to blast somebody. They've got to do counter battery against the Confederate guns. Try to take them out. 6 shots at effective range. They will share this, with these guys. They're going to take splash on them. Oh, so it's going to be 3 groups. These guys are single unloaded still, but 5s and 6 for effective range. 4 5s and 6 for first fire. 3 4 5s and 6s. So 1s and 2s are going to miss. Hits in those 3 groups. The center artillery piece with the officer will take the extra hit. This will all be in the open with the artillery reducing cover. That could have been a whole heck of a lot worse. The skirmishers take 3 shocks. This artillery piece takes 3 shocks. This artillery takes 2, and one of their guys took a cannonball to the head. So there we go. Our first artillery duel. Okay, I'm kind of happy that it wasn't like the Death Star. I was nervous. That's why I backed away from the heavy artillery. I think this might be a good choice. Okay. That's the end of the turn. It's turning into a... But now the Confederates are underneath their ability to see, to be seen, so they're going to hopefully come marching up onto the ridge and then get shellacked. All right. Oh, blue flag to start us off. Another blue flag to start us off. I have no idea who moved last. I'll figure it out. I think it was the artillery. Yeah, it was the artillery shooting for the Union. But it's not. Don't worry about it. It's the Union artillery shooting again. So they fired and did one of their load actions last turn. So they're going to do their second load action, and they're just going to blast away, try to take out the Confederate artillery. And their second command, they'll pull a shock, and at the end of that they'll have no shock but be doubled unloaded. 26 shots hitting on 5s and 6s at effective range. Not bad shooting. They got 11 hits on needing 5s and 6s. It's pretty good. The 2 extra hits will go on the artillery since they're all in the open with this stuff. These guys get hammered. The skirmishers are up to 7 guys with 6 shock. Gun number 1 with the first lieutenant has got 5 shock with 6 guys. And gun 2 is just getting blasted down to 2 guys, which has an effect, and they have 2 shock. So they're close to breaking, and I think they're not working at efficiency anymore. If I remember correctly, it takes them longer to reload, like 3 reload actions. Confederate Zouaves. They haven't gone in a while. First Lieutenant Masters, he's going to run these guys. They rock out 4 inches. They got a long way to go still. Come on, boys. A red flag action. 2 red flag actions. 3 red flag actions. That's a random event, a movement event for the Confederate Zouaves. 5. Spitting feathers, -1 to all dice till they can quench their thirst. They have to get to the water. I did put a stream on the battlefield just for these type of things, but that's a hell of a run to get over here. They'll spend their whole battle getting rid of that -1. I'm going to mark them with a brown token to help me remember their spitting feathers. Start another flag sequence here. Well, I think that's one of the skirmishers. I'm not sure which one. Old Doug Carmichael. He's going to show the Zouaves how to move. Old Doug's on a hill. He's going to move down this left side. Try to do some flanking on these against these Confederates. That's Cassagna. He's way back there. He's moving to the trees. Cassagna started moving into the trees. He picks up an extra shock. He's up to 1 on one group, but 2 on the other. At some point, he's going to start getting rid of that stuff. Red 7. That's old Franco. Basically, combat ineffective. No, it's not. That's not somebody else. Hang on. I was right. I thought I had a different skirmish unit. He's got to pull a shock. Franco's boys are down to 5 shock now. Blue 2. That's a big one. Yes. He's using those 2 flags to get out of that formation. Alright, so these guys moved, changed formation. They've presented. There's nothing really to shoot at right now that's in range, but they've presented. They'll probably wait for the Citadel boys to crest the hill and just hammer them. I guess they do have this small skirmish group off on, but it's not like you want to waste your first fire on them. And they pulled through 2 shock. Ooh. Blue 4 is Captain Allen with his 2 groups of 8. He's got to move forward. He'll gain some shock too. He'll get a -1 to move on this. He's moving up, getting close to the hill. He's got 2 shocks on the group on the left and 1 shock on the group on the right. Union's getting a decent firing line here. Blue flag. Another blue flag. Tempest Fugit. He's going to use, they're going to load their second load and they're going to present for their first flag. The Union's first flag, they're going to fire 6 shots from Second Lieutenant Ethan Jones from the skirmish unit into those group of 4 rebels right there. 6 shots, needing 4 5s and 6s. Three hits on those skirmishers in light cover. Oh, Douglas Carmichael. Doug's laughing. The replacements that didn't come to his unit that couldn't shoot. Those guys just light up the hillside. Confederates dodge it all like the Matrix. Hatfield's going to move forward with his boys, and he's not going to run. He doesn't want to deal with the extra shock. He's going to pull 3 shock and have them move. They're at the base of the hill. They have 1 shock on this outside group. Everything else is shock free. Union wants more guns online. They're going to run up Potter's skirmish group out of the woods, try to get them up on the right side and wait for Cassagna. They're moving up, trying to get online. Union's, I just feel like the tide is turning here. The rebels need something big to win this, but they're got their work cut out for them. Last flag for the Confederacy. They're going to run and pick up 1 shock on one group with a Major Kevin Masters. Confederates have their 2 big line groups coming up the hill. Oh, baby. When they come over the top, they're going to get sliced and diced. And that's the end of that turn. Be back more for exciting action the next turn. Confederacy's losing the artillery duel. They got to get their guns going. Oh, Doug coming out strong. He wants to lead the party. Doug's going to continue his flanking run. Doug's boys move up onto the fence line. They're going to unload. They're going to fire on that skirmish unit. Hatfield's unit's close enough to pick up some of these shots as well. These are 1 inch inside a long range, so it'll be 5s and 6s for skirmishers, but then down to 4 5s and 6 for first fire. Doug's boys score 4 hits, so each of those groups will take 1 hit. Doug's boys put an additional point of shock on this skirmish group. They're up to 4 shock with 5 guys. And then the first 2 groups both take 1 shock in Colonel Hatfield's formation. So every one of the groups has 3 shock now. Every one of the group has 1 shock for a total of 3 shocks. It's still early in the morning, baby. Doug's boys will be unloaded. All right, blue flag, red flag. Ooh, red 3. That's First Lieutenant Keith Masters and the Confederate Zouaves. They're still spitting feathers, so they move up 7 inches. Oh, send a scout up to get a glass of water, you silly bastards. Alright, they'll do it. Oh, wow. A red flag. Another red flag. It's 2 in a row. Uh-oh. It's First Lieutenant Jonathan Matthew Johnson and the Confederate Artillery. He's going to try to pull a lot of shock. He can pull 4 shock, and then he's already presented. So he'll fire and be double unloaded. He pulled 1 less shock than he was going to, and then shifted one of the crewmen from this gun over to that gun. So he's got 3 guys on that gun and 4 on this. And they're double unloaded with 2 shock each. And they will fire. Their main target's going to be Major Kirk's guys, and they'll get the artillery, at least the gun on the left, and the skirmish group on the right. I'm going to think about that 1 second. Yeah, that way they want to splash into like 18 guys. If they hit the artillery, they're going to hit everything. With the shock, they're down to 22 shots hitting on 4 5s and 6s at effective range because of the presented. They got the odds and got 11 hits. So the infantry will be in no cover. The artillery and the skirmishers will be in light cover. The artillery totally lucks out. They get nothing. That group picked up 2 more shock. They picked up more shock. They got 2 guys blown away, and they got 2 shock. The skirmishers got a full unit with 2 guys. This unit's down to 5 guys with 1 shock. Center group's got a full 8 guys, but with 4 shock. And you got 3 shock on that left group. Oh, it's Cassagna. He's going to move just 1 dice forward and pull some shock. They're down to 1 shock on both groups. They move forward 3 inches because of the shock, and they are still covered in the trees. Red leader 3, or blue leader 3. Get your colors right. Okay, he's going to detach from that unit and just let them rot. First Lieutenant Morgan has joined Major Kirk's unit as a sergeant. Kind of an extra dude to pull shock. And these guys are just kind of off to themselves. The old blue 5er. It's Daniel Potter's boys still trying to get to the front lines. They're going to move up. Potter's boys are getting near the front lines. Second blue flag. Third blue flag. Random event, movement event for Potter's guys. We get a red flag for the Confederates. Where's the map? All right, so they don't have to worry about this one because they're in march column. They're not in march column, they're a skirmish group. If you can't find the front lines in this one, you're in trouble. All right. The Union's got 3 flags, so they're going to go first. Colonel William Alexander Pierce's boys are going to present. We're going to have Captain Allen's boys move up 1d6 and pull a shock. They can't pull a shock, so they'll just move 1d6. Oh, screw it. Let's just build up more shock. No, we'll just do 1d6. And I think we'll lose 2 inches. So they lumber forward 2 inches. They still have 2 shock on that one outside group. And then the final thing, actually the Confederates have to go once before these guys go. They're going to shoot, but without their leader and with 2 shocks, they're going to be a very few shots. But these guys might as well fire first at them to try to slow them down. 3 shots at effective range, 4, 5s, and 6s. Score 2 hits on them in hard cover. Wow, nice shooting, Tex. Holy crap, they blow away 2 guys. On a 1 or a 2, it's their leader. Second Lieutenant Jones is hit, so they're just going to lose 1 guy. Let's see what happens to Mr. Jones and me. All right, Ethan Jones taking a round to the shoulder. He's a level 0 leader now with 1 wound. One of their guys is killed, and they still have 2 shock, and now they have 5 guys. Could do a bad thing happen for Lieutenant Jones taking a round. They go down to 4 and lose a card. 1 less flag for those guys. They will do 5 shots, but they'll lose 2 for the shock. So 3 shots at that unit in light cover. They drill all 3 of them. Let's see if they do any casualties. One guy put a shock on it on a roll of 1. It'll be that second lieutenant. Nailed. Let's see what happens to him. Second Lieutenant Jordan Salise also popped. He steps in front of a bullet meant for one of his guys. That group has 1 shock, and let's do a bad thing for level 1 leader being a level 0 leader now. They go down to an 8, force morale. That was a quick, crazy turn. All right, we'll be back for the next one. A red flag action to start the turn. Oh, Major Kevin Matthews. Masters. Sorry, Kevin, I screwed it up. I'm thinking Dave Matthews for some reason. No one else is. Oh no, they've run up onto the plateau. They got a shock on the group in the center and a group on the left. But the Tennessee regulars are up there, baby. Oh, wow. Union's going to blast them. This will be ball game here when these guys wail on them. Blue flag. Red flag. Random event time. Oh, if I get one of those charging them to hells, that'll be so awesome. A random movement event for Major Kevin Masters. It's where's that map again, but they're not in march column, so we're okay. No effect. Oh, Colonel Hatfield. He's going to run, pull the shock he can, and then use some of these flags to try to pull shock too.
Absolute insanity. Confederacies up on the ridge with two large groups, or two large formations, against a massive Union behind the wall. It's Pickett's charge, baby. It's Hatfield's charge. See if these guys get mutilated.
Oh. Oh, wait, they gotta reload. Oh, no, they can't shoot this turn. So they double reload. I forgot. They spend both their actions reloading this turn, so they can't fire, but they'll be ready to go. They get 4 flags, they're going to be firing those guys. Oh, that's huge. Okay, cool.
So Major Pierce's troops are already presented. They're going to use 2 flags to fire a crashing volley into Hatfield's boys. 28 shots, effective range, needing, hang on, yeah, 4, 5s, and 6s, presented at effective range. It's going to spread across 4 groups. They got a lot of hits, 16 hits. These are all in the open. 2 dead in that group. Center group has 2 dead and a shock. Chance the colonel's hit. The last group in this formation has 3 shock, and then the first group in the Tennessee boys has got 3 shock. The colonel is hit. Oh, what happens to him? They definitely take some damage. The colonel's probably happy. He took a wound for one of his boys. And then 3 shock on that group and 3 shock on that first group over there. So they have 3 shock on the far group and then 1 on each center. They are close range, unloading into Jamison Kurt's unit and this skirmish unit if Ethan Jones is at the end here. They got a full entourage, so it'll be 27 shots, but then -5, so 22 shots hitting on. Oh, this is their first fire too. Oh, 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Nope, they had fired earlier, I forgot. They'll go uncontrolled after this. So they will be 4, 5s, and 6s. "16 hits. They rolled the hell out of that. The skirmishers of Ethan Jones will be in hard cover. Jamison Kurt's guy will be in light cover. Here come the rounds. The guys in the best cover get it worst. 2 dead on Jones's group. Far right group gets 2 shock. Center group gets 2 shock and a dead, and the left group gets 2 shock. On a roll of 1, Jones is hit again. Jones's boys, they've got 4 guys and 2 shock. The far right group in Kirk's formation is got 3 with 5. The center group, where they actually have the extra guys, you know, from the color party, they got 6 shock. And on the end, they've got I think they've got 7 guys and what do they got? 5 shock. They do have First Lieutenant Morgan has joined their formation as a level 2 leader. I have to dispatch him over here to clean up Jones's mess, but first he's got to pull some shock to help out Jamison Kirk.
Oh, that's oh, the Zouaves, they're so far away.
They're still spitting feathers, so they only went 7 inches there. They gotta impact the battle here. They're going to fire
straight ahead at long range. Light infantry, first fire. 4, 5s, and 6s. 18 shots. They make the odds and get 9 hits. They'll hit these guys and the one cannon out there. It's going to be in hard cover. These guys will be in light cover. So they get a shock and a kill on the left group. The center group, they get 2 shocks and a kill. Chance to hit the colonel. Nothing on the right group, and then a kill on the artillery. Chance to hit the first lieutenant. Oh, that's huge. But no flags to play with. He pulls off his shock, presents, and fires. Just into the group of 3 this time because they've moved away. They will be unloaded. They're going to present and fire, be unloaded. 26 shots. Bit of a choke, only 9 hits. Come on, Union, do better than that, baby. They lose the guy up to 6 shock, 5 shock, 3 shock. They're getting hammered. I don't know if he can... Colonel's wounded. It's a nightmare. Red flag. Red flag. Oh, we need a random event. These guys will fire again. It'll be on this. It'll be over. Oh, it could be. There's 3 red flags, though. Random firing event for Hatfield's boys. Not Hatfield's boys. Sorry. Sorry. Colonel William Alexander Pierce's boys. Oh, heck yeah. Charge them to hell. Inspired by their volley and convinced the enemy's done. They surge forward 2d6 inches. Oh, yes. Oh, they charge them to hell unloaded. They're out there. They don't make contact. They were like 14 inches away, but they're... Oh, I love this game. They're over the fence. They're out there in front. They're blocking their own artillery. They're doing a great job. Oh, yes! Yes! This is me going, yes! I don't care if it's... I'm gonna... Oh, should I do the what's it call it? I'll do 1 shock and then we'll do the rebel yell. Oh, yes. Even though they have a million shock. They'll be able to pull... But they can... Yeah, hang on. I'm going to think this out. They're using 2 dice of the rebel yell. Then they can use all 4 of his commands plus that flag to pull 5 shock. But he is wounded, so they can pull 4 shock. Sorry about that. Yeah, here we go, baby. So they get 3 actions of movement with the rebel yell. This should be fun with their minuses. See how far they can get. Fire a volley as they go in. They're gonna lose a bunch of they're gonna lose a bunch of the firepower with shock. But what the hell? You only live once. This is it, brother against brother. North against South. Steve against Steve. Holy crap, this is gonna be fun. We only get 8 shots. We're hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s on the way in. They get 5 hits on the way in. Guy in the group on the right, and they do a 2 shock to the center group and 2 shock to the left group. And please excuse me while I go do some serious math. The Confederates have a slight edge thanks to the Union being unloaded, coming running out there like a bunch of freaks. All right, here we go. Union's going to win. Well, it's going to be a draw because they have the same number of kills, but the shock is going to be... It's going to be a mess. And I think on 1, 2, or 3, or 4, both leaders have a chance of being hit. Does that make a difference? One of the rebel kills will peel off as the Union colonel is hit. Not sure what happens to them, but they would actually have more kills than them. That seems like a dumb way. I would count that as a hit anyway. All right, so they'll count as a draw, but they won't lose as many people. They have 5 shock on each end group and 8 in the center. With the color party, every group was 1 point above their shock, so they all fell back 1 inch. So we were able to maintain the formation, which was insane. But they will have 3 groups pushed back in hand to hand, and then we have to see what the wound is to the colonel. So he takes a wound, and so we got a bad thing for that. A level 4 leader takes a wound. Between the rebel yell and the hand to hand, 4 troops on each side were killed. All right, 3 simultaneous bad things for the Confederacy, with 3 groups pushed back in hand to hand. It being a -1, and they go down to 4, and they'll lose a flag. The Union level 4 leader wounded. Could save the battle. Just a -1. Crap! I did the wrong one earlier. The Confederates shouldn't have lost 3. They should still be a 5. I'm gonna give them their flag back. They should be a -2 there too, instead of a -3. So that's a bit of a swing, but it's fair. Confederates, the Union's at 3. Gave the Confederates back their flag, and they're at 5. Oh, and the Union has to lose another flag. I forgot about that. All right, look at that in a minute. All right, next up. Oh, another short turn. I think one of these end of the, one of the end of the turn ones where I can get rid of the damn pile of smoke. All right, another great turn. That's insane. I'm glad I got to do the rebel yell. I got to do a charge them to hell, even though they didn't quite get there. Colonel Hatfield's command is cut in half now. Lots of shock, all kinds of issues. Big question is, can Cassanier and Allen get to the battle in time to add to it? Or one of the cannons is going to go off and just wipe everybody off the map. Holy cow, I know it won't feel like anything to you guys, but I've been gone, well, I haven't played in 4 days. Houston, we have a problem. Since I started in this hobby, and it's been a labor of love, because I've been learning. It's been pretty cool. But I got Shotcut, was a program I was using, and I'm not going to bash them. They were... Sorry, I'm drinking some tea. Man, I've really enjoyed the heck out of using their program, and 99% of my problems were probably my own. But they had a patch came out on from my program or Shotcut on Monday it was, and basically I could get through about 20 to 30 clips. Sometimes I got through like 50 clips, loading them into the editor, and then the program would just randomly shut down. And I banged my head against the walls 4 or 5 times with that. Then I uninstalled it and reinstalled it, watched some videos on possible fixes. I'm not the most savvy computer person in the world, but in the end I was like, and I just deleted it this morning after a couple more fails. And I did a couple months ago, maybe it was a couple weeks ago, I have no idea, I have no concept of time. The Plastic Crack podcast had one of their episodes was on what you need to get your battle reports out here on YouTube, and they all use this program called Filmora, which I was like, okay, screw it, I'm gonna try it. And I downloaded it this morning, and wow, very easy to use. Thankfully, it was Shotcut either copied it or it copied Shotcut, so a lot of the stuff was similar. I've only unlocked about like 1% of the program, so please don't come to me and ask questions about how to use it. And I was just trying to get what I had on my camera edited and onto with some kind of presentable form so I could get back down here and finish this game. because I want to get this game done. I've got a 3-day weekend coming up. I want to have another game of Infamy. And yeah, so long story short, that worked well. Well, at least it has now. If I'm not able to upload it, then it's not going to work well at all. But so far it's working well, and I will continue the game. Little ramble there just in case anybody else runs into that same problem I had. I was like, oh, all right, little red flag action to start off my return. Blue flag. Oh, if I get a, what's it called? I'm in trouble. I think the hand-to-hand was the last thing. I'm not sure. I can't even go back and watch it. That's all upstairs. Pretty sure the rebel yell and the firing and everything from Colonel Hatfield's unit was the last thing to go. If I'm wrong, you know, well, it's okay. So I'm gonna do a random event. It might be good, it could be bad. It's random. It's gonna be bad. Foul barrels. I gotta get to that water. It's not gonna happen. Oh well. I went ahead and marked them with the red dice of destiny. In my opinion, those guys have more problems than fouled barrels. He can pull shock. All right, First Lieutenant Morgan uses 2 commands plus use 2 flags to pull 4 shock. Got that far left group down to 3. Got these guys down to 4, and that far group still has 3. Little red flag action. Oh, there it is. This could be ball game. So it could have been nice if they could have presented, but they're going to go ahead and rotate and then fire into those guys, probably with canister, because that's probably the range we're dealing with here. Badoom. Boom. 26 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s in the open. $16 hits in the open, split in those 3 groups. Holy cow, worst canister ever. Group over here gets 1 shock. Group in the center takes 4 shock. And the group on the end takes a shock and a dead. So, oh, not so good. Oh, that group in the center should have 5. I gotta go fix that. But it's like 4, 5, and 2 or something like that. It's not out of control. They're destroyed for the rest of the game kind of damage. Those Union artillery are double unloaded. Oh, it's them. Get some payback if they can pull some shock. He pulls 4 shock, gets them to 3, then to 3. They stay at 2. Not going to bother be getting uncontrolled. Just stay out of control. They're going to fire straight ahead and see how much basically damage they can do. 23 shots at close range into these 4 groups. Good luck. Hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. They score 13 hits. Regular infantry will be in light cover, and the skirmishers will be in heavy cover. He's got an extra dice. He's going to put it on the unit with the major in it. They end up doing 4 shock, right? Yeah, 4 shock and killing 2 guys. Yeah, that's pretty good. The groups are all good. These guys end up firing and reloading, so they'll do it again the second their card comes out. But still hanging in there. No units falling back. Building up middle of the road shock. 4, 5, 4, and I think they have 3 or 4 over there. 3. Oh, that's Cassagna. He's going to move forward. First Lieutenant Cassagna, or it's actually Captain Cassagna, level 2 leader. He pulls 1 shock, moves his guys forward 5 inches, coming out of the trees. They're at the base of the hill. They could emerge here, but ready to counter them is the infamous Captain Allen, whose men have never fired a shot. They only present and then get wailed on. A little Red Leader 7 action. Franco's back here helping shield the artillery. He's going to pull a shock and go down to 4. Oh no, this could be ball game. This could be ball game. So he pulls 3 shock. He reloads. Now if he tries to charge, he's going to get a -4. He's probably about 2 inches away. So if I don't get a 6, the probably on 1 dice, I could run, but then I'll get more shock. We're going to, I think tactically, it's time to fire at point blank range. It's just the best call. Me personally, I would have liked to have charged. That's why I wasn't an officer in the military. Yeah, they're just going to unload. Let's see how many dice they got. And I forgot the colonel has actually got a wound, so that guy will go up to 4 shock. I'll be 21 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. "11 hits hitting the colonel's group in the open." So this was basically a catastrophe. These guys took 2 shock and they fell back, breaking the formation. These guys took 3 shock and lost a guy. They fell back. They're 1 away from breaking. These guys went down to, they lost a guy and 2 shock. They ended up, I got to put a break on them. They ran. They ran through these guys, transferred 4 shock to them. They fell back 3 inches. So we've got 3 units withdrawing, or 3 groups withdrawing from hand to hand, and then 1 broken group. The Citadel graduating class of 1861, hell of a charge. I mean, it like a Pickett's like charge across the entire field, getting hammered the entire way, leading the way, and just got too much for them. They just got they're down to like a couple guys, and yeah, they're not doing too good right now. All right, lots of broken things. 3 groups falling back due to combat. It'll be a -2 down to a 3. They'll lose 2 flags. Stuff will be formation broken. Oh, we lucked out there, good. And now we've got a group broken. Breaks. That takes them down to 2. Oh, Confederates. Beginning of the end. It's the unraveling. But I mean, the Union's at 3, so I mean, like, lucky card here. You never know. Next up, now there's a red flag. Another red flag. Oh, that's not going to help. Blue Leader 2. That's Major Kevin Masters. He's still got his first fire. He's just been getting shot. He's got no flags to play with, though. So they've been presented for like 8 turns, it feels like. So it's going to be a presented first fire, and they're going to reload into these guys. 14 shots, hitting on anything but. "11 hits in the open." Pretty devastating for hits there. 5 kills and 3 shock on the boys from Tennessee. On a 1, Major Matthews will be blown off his horse. That rocked the Tennessee regulars, but they're still there. No bad things. Major Matthews screaming at guys. Load those guns. Already loaded. Tell them to get ready to shoot again, boys. Blue 4, it's Captain Allen. He loves to present. March forward and pull one shock. It'd be a -1 to this move. Moves forward a couple inches. Got those one shock on each group. It's going to be 1866 by the time Captain Allen gets into the battle. Oh, there you go. First Lieutenant Keith Masters. It's going to move forward too. They're still spitting feathers, so they got slowed down a little bit, but they load and fire at the nicely silhouetted Colonel Alexander Pierce's boys up on the ridge. It was very nice of Colonel Hatfield's boys to run away and get out of the way there. So it's 18 shots. Effective range, light infantry. 4, 5s, and 6s. It's 11 hits in the open against these Union regulars. Zuov's coming for the win, putting 6 more shock on these Union troops. Got 5 out here, we've got 7 in the center and 4 on the end. Blue flag. Blue 5. That's Potter's boys. They're going to move up next to those other skirmishers. On 3, 4, 5, and 6 with 7 shots. They get 4 hits in the open. Put a 1 in each group and then 2 in the center. Carmichael's boys are laughing at him. All they were able to do is put 1 shock on these guys in the open. That is some sorry shooting. Ooh. Now they are double unloaded. That is the Confederate artillery. They're going to reload. And they'll pull 1 shock. 3rd red flag. Oh no. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, yes. Confederate artillery is going to present and fire into Colonel William Alexander Pierce's formation. It will be double unloaded at the end of this as they hammer those boys silhouetted on the hillside. There's the colonel, he's waving. Put a ball right through his head. Yes. 26 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. $16 hits in the open. Confederate gunners showing the Union how to bring it. 4 shocks on one group, 3 shocks on the other group in the center with 2 dead. Chance for the colonel to get hit again, and then 4 shock on the end. Oh, wow. Colonel Pierce already got a wound, hit by a cannon shell shrapnel. Oh, man. Let's see what happens to the old boy. So they have one group with 9 shock, one group with 10 shock, and one group with 8 shock. Nothing breaks, but all 3 of them fall back. The formation shatters, and you've got a level 4 leader with his 2nd wound. Oh, that's a tough old bird. The colonel taking a gunshot wound earlier, mini ball to the shoulder. Now he gets his right leg blown off by a cannon shrapnel. Oh, he's just still pointing out there, waving. Doesn't even care. He's an invincible killing machine. All right, 3 groups driven back. Oh, good ones always help. They lose 2 and go down to 1. They'll lose 2 more flags. Formation broken. Oh, -2. They'll be at a -1. They still have a level 4 leader wounded. Let's just have some fun with it. Another -1 for a level 4 leader wounded. So they'll be at a -2. Man, I thought the Union had it there. They were doing awesome. They just kind of... Confederacy got the flags at the end just like I thought they might. But yeah, that battle swung all over the dang place. Plus the drama of my editing software crashing and burning, which I'm sure that was my fault. If anybody's a shortcut developer, I'm really sorry. No, you know, you guys, your product is not responsible for my destruction of your property. So, but I'm going with Filmora right now, and so far so good in the first hour and a half I've had it. Nothing but great things to say, and I'm just going with what people I've enjoyed listening to recommended. So we're going with that. But another amazing battle. The Confederacy has won 3 in a row. They've taken the major supply routes, splitting Frankfort, Louisville, and Lexington. If you're not familiar with your Kentucky geography, they're going to be moving on closer to Frankfort next. But we will have, before we get to them, we're going to be returning back to the Chark Peninsula for another game of infamy. Oh, I can't wait. And the MVP, Confederate artillery that they stole, Major Jonathan Matthew Johnson, Ricky Bobby of the 1862 campaign. I love you, Matt. Blasted and hammered away. And that's my son, named after my son, so it's kind of a dick move, Matt. Colonel William Alexander Pierce just couldn't take the 2 blasts from the 9-pounders and just wearing his... Or actually, they're 10-pound Parrott guns, aren't they? 10-pounders. And I'll have to try them as heavy guns one time, but I think they were powerful enough as medium guns, so I might renege on that promise. But wow, great job. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. I had a blast playing, and have a great night, guys, and hopefully another game out this weekend. Hopefully no more delays because of editing stuff. We'll see ya.